Well, with the gigantic Utah data center coming online later this year, where they've spent over $2 billion just for the initial infrastructure, and where they can store yottabytes of data. That's a trillion terabytes. If you have a computer at home, you might have a 1 or 2 terabyte drive. This is a trillion of those. And that's so that they can record every bit of electronic communication from everyone throughout the world perpetually. So what do you do when you have all that information? Well, you need some way to mine that data. So DARPA has a new program where they want a searchable database of all your conversations. DARPA is working on an embryonic project that would store your every verbal conversation on an internet server, creating a searchable chat database that would represent the ultimate privacy killer. Now, one of the things that's interesting about this story is the way the technical press reports this. Wired magazine, Popular Science, they always seem to take kind of a gee whiz approach to these Orwellian technologies that are being developed by scientists. Listen to the way Wired describes this. They said, DARPA wants to make a system so accurate that you'll be able to easily record, transcribe, and recall all the conversations you ever have, making it seem as if this is something that consumers want. I mean, don't you really want to know every conversation that you've had with people? Don't you really want a record of that? I don't think most people really do, but the government wants that. And then they also said in the same article, imagine living in a world where every utterance you make is preserved forever. Well, that's not really something that we want, but it has always been the dream of the police state, of tyrannical governments. And they want to turn our country into some kind of an Orwellian nightmare where everything that we say or do is recorded, and then they can mine it and make transcripts of everything that we have said. Well, it's not just Homeland Security, though, that wants to know everything about you. Natural News and Mike Adams report that insurance companies are looking at grocery loyalty card purchases. They're being surveilled by insurance companies to raise rates and to deny claims. He said grocery store loyalty cards push you to enjoy discounts on groceries, and they're actually a behavior surveillance technology that's used to capture and profile your grocery purchasing patterns. This data is then sold off to insurance companies who use it to raise your rates by linking your grocery purchases with the risk of disease. Now, they're using risk profiles and that sort of thing, but this comes as, this is something that Mike Adams and InfoWars have been warning about for quite some time, but he's reporting on a story that was broken by Wall Street Journal, and the article titled, How the Insurer Knows You Just Stocked Up on Ice Cream and Beer. It opens with the paragraph, the company already knows whether you've been taking your meds and getting your teeth cleaned. Now some employers and their insurance companies are tracking what staffers eat. So this is just something that's reported just like the technical press reports matter-of-factly about these horrific projects that are being funded by DARPA. The Wall Street Journal reports about these surveillance techniques that the insurance companies are putting out there. And of course, the insurance companies were the ones who wrote Obamacare. And so they're going to mandate that you buy these insurance policies at the with a gun pointed at your head, essentially. And then they're going to use what you eat and tracking everything you eat to assess risks to you and set your rates maybe to a higher rate, and also perhaps to deny your claims because they believe you've acted irresponsibly in what you've eaten.
Visit Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. When you're on the site, you can also tune in 24 hours a day to my daily radio broadcast. There's also a free iPhone app to listen to the syndicated radio show when and where you want.